Hello, my spicy friends. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Sand Attack Furfrou in the Great League. This is a Pokemon that, honestly, I've been pretty excited to get a buff for the longest time. Furfrou has actually pretty decent bulk. I want to say, like, higher than Trevenant, around that area, where it can take, like, one strong attack and be fine. Yeah, before this season, Furfrou's best fast move was Feint Attack, I believe, or Sucker Punch, but either way, very underwhelming fast moves for this Pokemon. But thanks to this newest season, it gets Sand Attack, which is a ground type Fury Cutter clone, which seems a little strange, but to be fair, out of the three moves they've released this season, this is the only one that I would really call good. I know, it's just a Fury Cutter clone, but the other ones are just so bad. They're just, Psycho Cut, or Psycho Wave, or fucking whatever, who cares? That is just a cut clone. It's bad. It's very bad. I don't know why they bothered. And Metal Sound, it's fine. It's just like a weaker Thunder Shock. I don't know why they bother adding either of those moves, man. They are very underwhelming. But we're going to go into this. Sand Attack gives Furfrou a pretty decent anti-meta role, just because it allows it to beat a ton of stuff. It lets it beat Mud Boys, lets it beat Feraligatr, lets it beat Fire types, lets it beat some Steel types, like against Galarian Stunfisk. It's not the worst matchup. So overall, considering how water-heavy this meta is, I think it really gives Furfrou a solid niche here. The only problem being it's a little hard to team build for, just because it basically insta-loses to grass types. There's some bulky Pokemon that has trouble breaking through, like Cresselia and Umbreon, because they just kind of outbulk it. And Furfrou doesn't really have a strong same type attack bonus move. Like, I would love for this thing to get Body Slam someday, but then it'd have to give up Surf or Grass Knot, which it doesn't really want to do. It's tough, you know? But as for the teammates, I decided to lead a Azumarill in the front and Galarian Stunfisk as a closer. I've been I've been doing some work trying to get a good team around this thing. Originally, my plan was to run Mantine as a lead and Registeel as a closer, but considering how water-heavy this meta is and how many dragons are starting to pop up, I think this was the best call. Azumarill still handles fighters pretty well, and I mean, I'm starting to see a lot more Dragonair and Dragonite leads this season, so I think that an Azumarill lead is a good choice, and Galarian Stunfisk just provides more flexibility than Registeel. So I think that right now that is probably the best call. Oh, and also I should probably add Galarian Stunfisk also provides it gives a good answer to Charjabug, because Registeel doesn't do very well against Charjabug, as you can probably imagine, but Galarian Stunfisk does very well, and Charjabug has been popping up a lot lately, so I think it's fair to say that, yeah, this is a pretty solid anti-meta team. Furfrou, I love this guy. But let's talk about the battles now. Enough gushing. We are up against a Quagsire, which we unfortunately get outpaced by, but it's alright. I'm going to bring in Furfrou and try to Sand Attack down. The interesting thing about Sand Attack is I do like how it does give a little bit of fast pressure as opposed to Mudshot. Or more fast pressure, I should say, because it has some damage for energy. Mudshot has like 1, I think, but Sand Attack has a bit more punch to it, so it's nice in situations like these where you just want to get a bunch of farm down in. So let's see what they bring in. They're going to bring in a Charjabug, which is not what we really want to see, but unfortunately I kind of want to stay in here. My plan is just get a bunch of shield spent, try to get Charjabug to have to throw against Galarian Stunfisk. Because if I switch out to Galarian Stunfisk here, they'll just switch out Charjabug. I don't know. I guess I know I'm not really in a good spot here, but it's worth a try. Just gonna throw a little more. Oh, they're gonna bring in Skeledirge. Interesting. I don't know why my opponent went for that, but I am very happy, because Furfrou now does very well against Skeledirge. Since Skeldurge has kind of been popping up a lot more lately as like part of the meta, I was trying to kind of conserve energy and Furfrou there. Maybe not the best play, but I think it worked out for the best. Since, well, I kind of want to. I don't want to lose all the energy having Furfrou. It would suck. So we're gonna bring in. We're bringing in Stunfisk. We brought in Stunfisk, right? And it's gonna just kind of launch some mud shots, rock slides, the whole shebang. I don't even really need to bait. I can just go straight rock slide here. We outpace by just a little bit, so we are in the clear. Alright, let's go. Rock slide. Boom. Just enough to knock Skeldurge out. And then in comes Charge-a-Bug, and my opponent quits the game. I appreciate that. This video is going to be longer than usual. I'm sure you've already noticed this by now, because it's like, you know, how the length of video is one of the first things you notice, but it's going to be a little bit longer than usual, just because all 3 Pokemon on my team have some bulk. So, yeah, this will take a bit. I also run into a lot of dugongs, which that slows the pace of the game down a lot, so yeah, expect that. Anyway, we're in a decent matchup here. I immediately swapped my Furfrou pretty much out of instinct because I expected this guy to have Shadow Claw on his Alolan Sandslash, but my opponent does not have that, so that makes things a bit trickier. I think we might be able to pull off a win here. We get some decent shit with Surf, but they're going to bring in Feraligatr, which is not a great idea against Furfrou, because as you can see, we are taking no damage from Shadow Claw, so we're going to be able to deal a ton of damage back. Yeah, that Hydro Cannon hit really hard, but look, that Shadow Claw is doing almost no damage. So we're gonna we are in a very good matchup here. Furfrou's gonna go for the Grass Knot. They shield. You know, I don't really know how popular Furfrou's moveset is. Like, do people know about it? Is this a thing? I looked it up on YouTube to see if there's a video on Furfrou already. I mean, I really wanted to make this video, but I wanted to see if it was like common knowledge. There's like 1 out there right now, maybe 2. So not really. It's not really well known. So I think there is a bit of a surprise factor for Furfrou. I'm trying not to really rely on that because it's not really a good strategy. But yeah, so as you can see, we basically flipped the shield advantage, and then we basically one switch since I could bring in a Azumarill, and now they're going to bring in the Alolan Sandslash, and I'm going to make the decision to shield up here because their Drill Run is basically the most threatening attack they have left. Azumarill doesn't really care about anything Feraligatr can throw out, which, you know, considering this meta, I'm honestly expecting Azumarill to make a resurgence. I'm calling it now before everyone else does, because Feraligatr is back. There's so many water types, a lot of dragon types are very good now too, and Azumarill does really well into all of them. So, anyway, in comes Lantern. It's time for Galarian Stunfisk to shine, and I know my opponent doesn't have enough time left on the timer to bring in Feraligatr, so we're going to go for Earthquake as fast as we can. If if Feraligatr wants to farm me down, that's alright. Azumarill does not care. We're going to do a pretty good amount of damage here with the Galarian Stunfisk. We're going to go for the Earthquake here. Just hit him really hard. Boom. Not enough to one-shot, but that's okay. In comes Feraligatr. I think a Rock Slide will be pretty nice, but we're not going to hit that, which sucks, but oh well, we're gonna die. That's alright. In comes Azumarill. I'm planning to build up to almost 2 charge moves. I gotta manage my energy well here. Knock out the Feraligatr, of course, and knock out the Lantern. Since Lantern builds up the Surf pretty quickly, we're gonna have to be fast. I decided to go for the Play Rough. I don't want to test if an Ice Beam can kill from here. I feel like it doesn't, so, you know, not really feeling like being risky right now. Feraligatr gets knocked out. In comes Lantern. We just barely reach an Ice Beam. That was a pretty close call, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm happy about that. Alright, so we knock him out. Very close call. I'm happy to see it. And as you can see, right as I was playing that match, or at least winning, the weather changed. Just a nice little background detail, I guess. Fun to see. So we're going to go up against a Quagsire here. Very cool. We're going to immediately swap the Furfrou this time. See if they switch out, or if they expect it. I'm guessing they're going to try to go for a Stone Edge here, so I shield up. But yeah, unfortunately I get baited, which sucks. And in comes Galarian Stunfisk. Little do they know that we have Surf and a Ground-type fast move, so this is pretty alright. We're gonna hit him once with the Surf. Either way, I think no matter what happens, we are definitely flipping switch. Furfrou is awesome. Let's go. We're going to flip this switch. We're going to flip the matchup against Galarian Stunfisk. I'm going to call the Earthquake here, so unfortunately, I'm pretty sure I get baited twice in a row. It never feels good when that happens, guys, but, yeah, we're going to get baited again with the Rock Slide. Kinda sucks, but what are you going to do? It happens. Going to go for the Surf to knock out the G-Fisk, or at least get the final shield. And, yeah, there we go. Nice, nice. We just won Switch, which is always very nice with these two Pokemon we have. I don't really care what the Quagsire goes for here. I think we'll live a Stone Edge, so that is nice. But yeah, they go for another Mud Bomb. Just fine with me. Okay, Grass Knot time. Please tell me they don't see it coming. If they don't see it coming, I would really appreciate it. Grass Knot, nice. It gets shielded, which kind of sucks, but, you know, we're even up. I can line up the Azumarill against the Quagsire. So, not the worst thing in the world. Totally fine. I believe we definitely win this. Like, they're going to bring in the Dugong. Interesting. So, we're just going to hang out. Get a bunch of energy. Go for the play roughs. Very nice, very nice. We love to see it. And boom, we do decent, like 35-40% there right off the bat. We love to see it. And they're probably going to hit us with a Drill Run back or an Icy Wind. That will do very little damage, probably like 15%, I'd say. Little over 10, but under 20, somewhere in that ballpark. And so I'm going to bring out Galarian Stunfisk to try to hit him with a Rock Slide. They can go for a Drill Run here, but I'm really not all that worried, so I'm going to farm up a little bit. Maybe get a little bit too greedy, since they can get a Ice Shard in there. Right. And yeah, just as I thought, they're gonna reach a charge move. Which is gonna stink a little bit, but that's alright. We're gonna take some damage, that's fine. They're gonna bring in the Quagsire. And unfortunately, we're just not able to reach an Earthquake. I would have, I probably could have gone for the Rock Slide there, but I was pretty optimistic that I could reach it. I don't know if this play rough kills. I feel like it should, but it might not. It might not. Alright, and bam, that does a good chunk of damage. They're probably going to go for a Mud Bomb here. I don't think they can reach a Stone Edge, so we will just farm down and knock out the Dugong and clear this game. Yep, just as I thought. We are in the clear. Alright, Dugong's gonna come in. The Azumarill is bulky enough that I'm not all that nervous about a Drill Run from this range. We will be fine. Yeah, I don't know where the lag came from. Actually, wait, yes I do. I know what the lag was. They just rage quit the game, so we get to deal with that. How pleasant. We get to enjoy this lag. We can sit through this lag together, people. As they rage quit out, the notification comes in, and we have 15 seconds left on the clock. Yes. Cool. Alright. Final match of the day, I believe. And in comes Gliscor. Very good lead for us. As you can see, we're not really all that worried about Gliscor. Like, usually Gliscor usually people run them with Night Slash and Earthquake. So, what that means is they gotta build up to a lot of energy to threaten us. They go for a Night Slash, that is basically a waste. Azumarill is bulky enough that I don't really mind them throwing Earthquake at me all that much. Yeah, okay, they did like 50%. maybe a little under that. But, you know, I'm not really worried. They're gonna bring in the Alolan Ninetales, and so in response, I'm gonna bring in the Galarian Stunfisk. They can go for the Weather Ball. I don't really care about that, so I will just go for the Rock Slide here. Nice, nice, nice. Boom, Rock Slide. Not enough to really put them in Mudshot farm down range, unfortunately, so I'm just going to throw again, because why not? And that does, that gives me a shield. I'm happy with that. We are up 2 shields, and I think this is definitely a very winnable matchup for Galarian Stunfisk, but you know what? This is a Furfrou video. I want Furfrou to pull off a sweep. And so in comes Feraligatr. They're running Waterfall, you know, this secret fast move that no one runs. And we're going to chip away with Earthquake. I really wish they had Shadow Claw here, but that's okay. You know, Furfrou is going to just farm them down all the way. They get a shield from this, they're going to get our shield, but, you know, that is fine. That is totally fine. We're going to shield that up. Totally fine. Just Sand Attack down all the way. And what's going to come in? They're going to bring in the Ninetales. I see. So, just going to go for a Surf here. Land the Knockout. Knock out the Ninetales. And in comes Gliscor. Now, I noticed that Ninetales is at a very low CP, but they are all shinies. Oh, nice voice crack. Anyway, they are all shinies, so I think they are just trying to flex, which I can respect. Shinies are cool, and, you know, shiny Gliscor is really cool. I wish Gliscor was as good as Gligar, so we would see more of it, because that would be pretty fun. But sadly, that is not the case. Thank you all for watching this Furfrou gameplay, my spicy friends. I think Furfrou is a really fun Pokemon, and if I can find a good place for it on my teams in the future, you bet you'll be seeing more of it. Thank you all for watching, and remember, stay spicy.